Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News, and I have the pleasure to be joined by 2-0 lightweight prospect and my good friend Shauna O'Keefe. Shauna, how are you today, mate?
I'm fantastic, Regan. How are you? It's
I'm
good to be
very,
back on. It's good to be chatting to you.
it definitely is a long time coming. I was just saying off camera, I apologise. We haven't actually set this up at the new gym, your new gym yet. We didn't do it in person, but I thought I'd got to get it done. We've got to get it on fight week. And what a fight week it is. Shauna, you're back fighting in Dublin.
I know. Three Arena is something I've wanted since my pro debut. I said it in your call back in December that my goal and my ambition is to fight in the Three Arena. And fast forward nine months later, and here I am.
Definitely, mate, as well. I mean, what a platform it is as well. UFC Fight Pass, Tom Loeffler, Dana White. I mean, Callum Walsh. I think it's his first time since he's fighting as an amateur, fighting as a pro here, back in his hometown of Ireland. It's just a massive occasion for your third professional fight, mate.
Yeah, it's massive. Like, I believe I'm made for these big platforms. I've believed it since after my pro debut. So to finally get the chance and get like the likes of Tom. So me and Tom have been in communication since March.
Yeah.
After my last fight. That's how long we've actually been speaking. So I knew this day was coming like a very long time ago. But to finally get someone like Tom Loeffler and the UFC Fight Pass Dana White all giving me this shot on this platform to showcase my ability and show everything that I've been speaking about for the last 9 months. I firmly believe I'm good enough to be on these shows. So I can't wait to showcase it on Friday night.
Definitely as well. I saw the little promo video that Tom was doing with you in it today. I mean, he's promoted some of the biggest fighters in the sport. Obviously, from the male side of things, Gennady Golovkin, he was strongly involved with him, but also from the female perspective as well. Cecilia Breakhouse, obviously one of the most decorated female fighters, the first ever undisputed female fighter. I mean, to have the backing of him so early on in your career, I mean, it's massive.
Yeah, it's huge. Tom has been amazing. It's funny how it all like so the connection happened with a man named Cliff here in Dublin. He sent over like my knockout in March. Then Tom followed me and I realized who Tom was the more I looked into him. And Cliff made me aware of it. And he followed my page for like 2 months. It could have been even longer. And then he reached out to me. So I think the way they wanted to do it is to see was there consistency and see just make sure I was everything they thought I was going to be with my training and obviously with everything the way I present myself on social media. I think that's another massive thing that they fell in love with. I'm very marketable, which I am. I'm great to talk. I'm great to sell myself. And I was in Riyadh then in May at the Usyk and Fury card, and I had a sit down with Tom Loeffler, and now I'm here.
You definitely are as well. I mean, a lot has happened since we've last spoke, Sean. Obviously, well, kind of we chat as well. Like we obviously it's not new to us. We know it's been happening, but it's the first time that we've actually sat on kind of camera and spoken about obviously new training team. Julian, Ross Pearce down at RJ's. I mean, I'm actually going there tomorrow to sit down with the the soon to be British champ Sam Gilly. But kind of talk to me, kind of what has teaming up with Rod and Ross done for your career moving forward?
It's turned me into an even more versatile fighter than I thought I could be. So I know I'm one of these fighters that you teach me something, I'm like a sponge. I absorb it, and I love learning. So what we've done, we've learned so many tools to put in my armory that no fighter, no matter who I'm in with, will know what to expect. I've become the best version of me. And the whole thing about it is to hit and not get hit and not be readable. And I believe that's the fighter I've become since being with Rod. The camp couldn't have went better. Like, if I'm going to be honest with you, I've actually been in camp with Rod for 16 weeks. But the 16 weeks is because we had to spend all that time to get to know each other, how I take, he takes, so on and so forth. So it's been a long process. And then obviously I've had amazing sparring. This camp has probably been the best camp I've ever done in regards to the world level sparring between the Katie Taylors, the Caroline Dubois, Terri Harper. I had a couple of rounds at Ellie Scotney, and then Kayla Allen. I have to say it about her. Kayla Allen's GB, and she's 19. maybe 20, but she's phenomenal. So I have her as a sparring partner in house with Rod, which is amazing. The two of us sparring together it's exceptional. So yeah, I've become literally the best version of myself with the new move I've made, and it's mad to see. They're very calm in there, so it's what I need. I'm like, as you know, Regan, I'm 100 mile an hour. I would train twice a day, every day, and some more. So I'm being reined in really, really well. When I'm told to go home, I'll go home now. I'm actually, for the first time in my career, I'm doing as I'm told.
No, definitely as well. Obviously, in that gym, there's so many different styles of fighters in RJ's. I mean, but one thing's for certain, obviously, they're all champions, or if they're not champions, they'll give you a really, really tough fight. I mean, Jeff Ofori, obviously being that main guy, you might beat Jeff Ofori, but he's going to make it a difficult night for you doing so. But then you've got Sam Gilly, Commonwealth champ, Liam Dillon, obviously, like in his last fight, fought for a title, British champion before that, Louis Horn as well, young Louis Horn as well. I mean, what's it like kind of mixing with those guys kind of in the gym as well, being around them?
It's brilliant. They're all, what I love about it, everybody's equal, everybody's a team, and everybody is cheering for everyone. And like we even have the lads have their PTs that come in, and the PTs are getting involved. The PTs are shouting you on. The PTs are wanting to come over, like their clients, sorry. They're wanting to come over and they're wanting to support. Like it's amazing. It's all one team. They're all a one big family, and that's what I love about it. You're supported by every single one of them. When we all go to battle, we go to battle together, and that's what I love about it. To be honest, I can't tell you have I had that anywhere else as much as I've had it in RJ's.
Definitely as well, and I do want to talk about that Terri Harper sparring. I mean, I've gone on record and said that Terri Harper, when she was at super featherweight, that she was one of the fighters that kind of brought me into boxing. I've not been into boxing, been into boxing about 5 years, but Terri Harper was one of the female fighters that brought me into boxing. I thought her run at super feather was exceptional. Obviously, gone up to super welter, won the world title. Now back at lightweight, obviously, and you've done some sparring with her as well, Shauna, as well. Talk to me about kind of, I know Terri's still quite young, but she's very, very experienced pro. Talk to me about those sparring sessions.
We actually did a lot of sparring, and it was brilliant. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Terri's she's a remarkable woman, and I have all faith in the world she's going to beat Rhiannon Dixon, to be totally honest with you. Not to give away too much, but remember Terri Harper at Super Feather? Yeah, yeah. That enough said. Literally enough said. I watched Terri Harper when it was behind closed doors in Eddie's back garden, and I loved her back then. At the start, when she first came on the scene, I followed her, and I rated her so massively. The only thing, like, obviously the weight jump was a lot, but it's experience. At least she's able to come down and she's getting a new chance at the 135 for world title against Rhiannon Dixon, which also is my weight, lads.
Mhm.
It is my weight. But the sparring was unbelievable, like unbelievable. Considering she's in the game for so long and I've only had 2 fights, I'm not out of my depth in any way. And there's everyone can tell you, the sparring was quality.
Definitely as well. I mean, and hopefully next time, just to give me a message, Shauna, invite me down. Let me watch those sparring sessions as well. I do want to talk about the lightweight division. Obviously, you mentioned there you think that Terri's going to beat Rhiannon Dixon next week. That was going to be my next question, but kind of the lightweight division, obviously, it's wide open right now. We expect Katie to kind of vacate the remaining two titles that she's got. Obviously, if she beats Serrano at 140, Caroline DeBar's got one title. Obviously, Terri and Rhiannon. Obviously, the division's wide open for you to kind of sweep in and capture one or two of those titles in the next kind of year to 18 months.
If I have my way, Regan, which I hope I do, you know where this is going.
Yeah.
I really want it sooner. So, like, as you know, and everyone's like, "Oh, you don't want to rush," so on and so forth. But I know this would be the first time I've been in the ring in 7 months. But everything I've learned in the last 7 months is more than what I'll get out of being active in the ring, to be totally honest with you. And then the sparring that I've been getting is world level. These women are world level at my weight division, and I'm brand new. Like, so, like, my goal is I want to fight for. Do you know what? I'm going to bring myself right back. My goal is to go in and put a performance of my life in Friday night in the 3 Arena. And then I'm going to tell you all the plans afterwards, because I'm not even jumping ahead, because I'm starting to run away with myself and I need to bring myself right back. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. But, I have plans for my career. And obviously, as well, I do want to move quicker. I'm 30 years of age and I feel I'm good enough to move quicker. I feel I am. So, yeah, I'm going to put on a career best performance on Friday night and showcase why I'm made for the big stage, and showcase why I'm a name that people should be listening to in the 135 division, lads. Like I've been proven since I've been around for the last 9 months, there's no one I won't get in the ring with, and that's the way it's going to stay.
Definitely as well. I'm going to pry into those next few plans, Shauna, if that's okay. I remember we had a conversation that the European title was a title that you kind of that you wanted to pick up. Would that maybe be a kind of an in between step? One of those. Obviously, it's a very very prestigious belt. Is that still on the radar?
1,000,000%, because no one in Ireland has won it, and nobody in Ireland is still fighting for it. So there's still an opportunity of me being the first Irish female to fight for a European title. And you know me, I like to do things differently and I like to make history, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what would it mean? Obviously, you make history in that. Obviously, boxing history. Like, I mean, it's very prestigious. No one will be able to take that away from you, Shauna. I mean, what would it mean to you to be that first woman to pick up that European title, the first Irish woman to do that?
It mean the world, because I've been saying it since I first turned over. And you know me, Regan, when I say something, I'm not happy unless I do it. Do you know what I mean? It's all about talk the talk and walk the walk, and I know I can do it. So, yeah, it would mean the absolute world. And then obviously winning the European title opens me up to world level, and then I get made mandatory to be put in these positions to get these fights that I want. You'll speak to promoter Tom Loeffler and them, and Cliff will tell you it was extremely, extremely hard for them to match me for this fight, and they had to pay like quite a number of quite a figure for this woman to get in the ring. So like, the better I get, the harder it's going to be made to match. So I have to be made mandatory for these fights to happen, and the winning the European belt puts me in mandatory position.
Definitely as well. Kind of, you mentioned obviously it's hard to get these opponents kind of to come in earlier on in your career. I'm gonna kind of flip that on its head. Is it sort of a blessing in disguise where like you kind of have no choice but to step up those levels because they're the only opponents that might want to fight you to kind of get to that mandatory position? Would you do you sometimes look at it that way?
Yeah, 100% Regan. Like I said from the get-go, I don't want easy fights. What is the point? How am I going to progress, and how am I going to make people believe I'm exactly what I say I am? I'm exactly what I say is on the tin. That's what I want to showcase. I'm not here to just go through the gears and go through the motions. I work my absolute ass off. I dedicate my life to this sport. I train twice a day, every day, no time off. Like, I live, eat, breathe, and yeah, live this sport. So getting in and taking the hard fights and showcasing what I'm working on, that is my goal. And that's what's going to make me move quicker. And that's what's going to make people believe I'm actually someone that they should be worrying about, to be honest.
Definitely as well, proving that what we already know as well, Shauna, as well. I mean, final one, obviously, fight on Friday. I mean, can I pester you for a prediction of your fight on Friday?
Most definitely not. I have a prediction. I've manifested it to the universe. I've written it down in a book, the whole shebang. I've told a couple of people, but people that are close to me, and that's the way it's going to stay. I think I said it somewhere, and it's recorded, and it's written down, and it's dated. So when it happens, I will post vote and vote, and let the manifestation and the world and the universe do its work on Friday night.
Definitely. Well, make sure to follow Shauna O'Keefe on all socials and tune into UFC Fight Pass on Friday night. Callum Walsh versus Ranowski headlining the show. Shauna featuring as well. Shauna, breeze through my questions, mate. Any final words for the fans watching on UFC Fight Pass or coming to the 3 Arena on Friday night?
Just make sure to get ready for a career best performance. I'm going to look the part, and I'm going to fight the part in the ring. I'm telling you now, there's no stone unturned. So be ready for a thrilling, thrilling fight, because I am so ready.
Keeping the knockouts coming as well. Shauna O'Keefe, thank you very much. Looking forward to watching your fight on Friday, mate.